Welcome back to Two Brothers Sports Podcast presented by RambleOnSports.com. It is Wednesday, October 9th. It is just the two brothers today. We're going to be seeing Sean later this weekend at the beach. Dude, man, is rocking out at a concert right now, so he will be getting us his picks. We'll make sure to post those, but it's just me and Max today. We are recapping NFL Week 5, College Football Week 6, and we are giving you College Football Week 7 and NFL Week 6 picks because that's how it works, Max. That's how we do it. We keep it moving. Dude, man, how we doing? Both getting dubs this weekend. So good for the pod right now.
Yeah, great win. Bears looked fantastic. Granted, it is the Carolina Panthers. These guys also looked fantastic. That's the West Virginia flag I'm pointing to for the listeners. Just absolute great weekend overall. Was down at the lake, perfect weather. Had some of the guys down there. So overall, I think this is other than my college football bets, which we will get to. Overall, just had a fantastic weekend and it was fun. Blackhawks played tonight at 10 o'clock, playing the new Utah team. So I got my jersey on and super excited. We got sports on sports on sports right now. So I'm loving it.
Yes, yes. I mean, they're saying red October, not so much right now, looking pretty blue.
I
Mets are
think
falling.
officially game over as well.
Okay. All right. So the Mets go up 2-1. I don't want to promise or guarantee. I am fairly certain that that series will go to five. If not, whatever. Is it 5 or 7? That's how detached I am from
I know, I
baseball.
get so confused because now wild cards are three, and it's just like oh,
I
it's
think it's
so confusing.
I think it's five and then next round
Three, five,
seven.
seven, and then seven
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Well, whatever the number is, it's going to the last game for this Phillies Mets.
Yeah,
New York, it's Philly, it's Sixers, Knicks. It is just the beautiful rivalry that is the Northeast,
it is.
Atlantic. However, you PA folk want to associate yourself. That's not mine to pick. But yeah, we've got a lot here. Football wise, we didn't do too bad last weekend. JMU Dukes lost, so we'll just keep it moving after that. They just it was bound. They were scoring a lot of points, bound to have a letdown game. UL Monroe gets a nice home win. Shout out the fighting Nick Capolas, the only person I know that has, and Patry VR, now Capola. But other than that, I don't know anyone else that's gone to Louisiana Monroe. So we'll see. But yeah, shout out them. Tip of the cap. Gotta give them their props. You did mention your Mountaineers, and we will absolutely be talking about them later. Thoughts on your Mountaineers this past weekend?
Yeah, I will say I was expecting a more closer game, maybe even potential loss with it being in Stillwater. Um, but Oklahoma State's maybe just slowly declining, and we're slowly on the come up. Garrett Green didn't do much passing, 160, but had 86 rushing yards, and Jaheim White had 158 rushing yards. CJ Donaldson had 77 with two tutties. Just an absolute just bulldoze. I love that. Love seeing that, especially coming into next week's or I guess this week's game. Um, love the run game. Love like we don't need to air it out all the time. Garrett Greens does have a good arm. Only had 15 attempts in that 160. So, I love the game plan. So I hope we just keep it going. Maybe it will be a different game plan, but I hope we execute what we have drawn up. And it's going to be a great weekend next weekend. Or this
Oh yeah.
weekend. I keep saying next, but this.
Oh yeah. And we're gonna hear about those, and who knows, maybe there's a pick there would probably, but we'll give if we got 2/3 of the podcast related to the backyard brawl, we'd have to also mention this Pittsburgh Panthers with a nice little win over UNC. It was a little close at first, and then they kind of just pulled away and had a single-handedly, solid win there. Covered their three. I know we all talked about playing that, so it was a good win there. Good win for the Panthers and Sean there. But
That's another thing too. I mean, not to focus on West Virginia, but Two losses. Penn State, fantastic team, and Pittsburgh, who's a team that's very hot, very
I get it now.
solid. I mean, should have beat Pittsburgh, by the way. So, I'm excited for the season. Maybe we can try to, I don't know. I don't think a two-team or two-loss team is going to get in, but you never know.
Unless you're in the SEC, it feels unlikely, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Pitt looked good. Let's look at just other college football games. Let's take a quick look at our picks.
Some crazy stuff. Some
I
very
mean,
crazy
Max, guess
games
what? You
for
and
me.
me, I was gonna say you and me combined for a 3-3 record. I won't tell you how that went, but we ended up with the 3-3 record. Super tough couple games for you here. You wanna touch the I was thinking about you because when I was looking at Saturday morning, I was like, oh shit, like what are we really looking at here? And then I saw your stuff and I was just like, oh, well, I mean, this is a bummer. Like how 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 are both of those going to be like that on a Friday night going into Saturday? That was just a tough.
I I will say right off the bat, and I will get to the one that just is complete
Oh,
bullshit.
1 and 2. Hold on, sorry.
Huh?
You got the Michigan State one. Sorry, that was my bad.
Okay. Yeah. I just looked at that and
Color.
honestly I skimmed right over it. I saw the 31-10. I was like, yeah, that wasn't 24. Um,
No, but I have it as like
they
I
almost
have it
didn't.
as a yes for the record. Like it counted towards a win, but for some reason I put the wrong color.
Yeah. Oh, and then you already posted it online and everyone's gonna be like, oh, Max sucks. You
Well,
know it was bullshit. All right. Well, yeah,
if
sorry.
they know ball, they know that Sam's the real dummy, or
True.
whoever our admin is for Ramble on Sports.
Yeah. Uh,
Sorry. Okay, so we didn't go over three. So there's some positive takeaways. Sorry. Back to where you were.
yeah. Michigan State, yeah, like I kind of said, I was keeping an eye. I think they were at 14 for a while. I was feeling good, and then um it was 31-10, and I believe it was Oregon was real close to scoring again, but
Yeah.
then UNLV shit the bed. That was bullshit. That sucked. And an even bigger bed shitter, even bed wetter, just burnt their bed, just completely ruined it. And that is Alabama.
Hey,
Uh, I had minus 22 and a half. Uh, you could say maybe that's high, and oh, they covered 14. That's not that bad of a beat. Uh, no, they couldn't even cover +3 if they wanted to. I don't know. They just beat Georgia. They had that high and got the big head. Just completely shouts to Vandy. I mean, a huge upset against Tech and then a huge upset against Bama this year. I believe there was one other that wasn't like a huge upset, but well, Tech wasn't like a huge upset either. But they're winning games that they shouldn't win, is what I'll get at. Vandy is a little fucking asshole right now.
I think Vandy almost beat Missouri too. I think they gave them
That's
like a.
what I think that's what I was thinking.
Yep, yeah, they lost by 3. I think that was on a game-winning field goal.
Yeah. And I think that ruined my Missouri cover for one time. I don't know if it was I had it on the pot, but I definitely bet it in real life. So I'm staying away from Vandy for ever.
Max,
They,
can I tell you a personal memoir that might make you feel better?
I guess.
Joe Milrow and Kalen DeBoer are not the only people to wet the bed in Nashville. Um, and that's all I'm going to say on that. So
uh it
yeah,
happens.
it does happen, but Diego Pavia does not wet the bed. That man is a fucking certified baller. Dude, man, has been like to like 4 colleges. He is exciting to watch. He's like if you combine fucking uh oh Jared Lorenzen from Kentucky, Pillsbury throwboy, and you combined him with Johnny Manziel. That would be my like equivalent. Is like Pavia is just like a bowling ball Johnny Manziel with a little bit thicker Jared Lorenzen. Not quite Johnny size, but not quite Lorenzen size, but just a big bowling ball and looks like he's
Yeah.
having a blast out there. I love it.
Yeah, dude, just absolutely crushed it. Yeah.
So
Cool.
Max, did we learn that maybe we won't go crazy on the Friday slate, or would it any? Are we just gonna double down maybe this weekend? Because there's some good Friday games. Not to
Was that
pre
was that a Friday game? Did I have two
Mich-
Friday games?
yeah, Michigan State and UNLV was Friday games.
Really? I didn't even realize.
That's okay. That's okay. Overall, though, I mean, yeah, like Vandy, you got to give them their flowers. Bama just did not come prepared, did not feel ready.
Yeah.
Huge win against Georgia letdown. I think we're gonna bounce back. Sean over here to give him a little bit of flowers. He did hit his Army first armed forces. They covered like 21 and a half at least.
Army is fucking awesome. I
Yeah,
love
Army's
watching Army football.
yeah,
Their
they're
quarterback, so fucking fun, dude. He's huge. He's like the white Cam Newton with doesn't even throw. Like he just doesn't throw. Maybe I guess fucking Taysom Hill, maybe. He's just Taysom
yeah,
Hill. But dude, he runs people over. Like he just it's
amazing.
awesome. It's he's so fun to watch and I love it.
I feel like it's what you would do if you took like a 5-year dynasty of Army in a video game and you finally got recruits that weren't like, you finally got some good recruits and you get some big mama jammas and you're just like, oh, scrambler, 6'5", 220. Yeah, give me all of that.
Yeah, and I actually kind of take that back because he did make some good ass throws. So
Okay.
it only 5 times, but for 140, 5 throws for 140 is pretty good.
That is pretty
Two
good.
tutties. Two tutties.
Hey, Army's a wagon. He did hit on that Ball State, Western Michigan over. I think that was like almost over in the first half. And then a Cal Miami under, which I think in theory was good for a bit. And then Miami just felt like scoring 35 points in the second half to come back and just completely shit all over that under. But I think that was in theory, that play hits 60% of the time, probably.
Yeah, that was a weird game. Like you're like, wait, how's Cal's offense doing all this? Like it could have easily just been like 24-10, but Miami's defense decided to shit the bed or whatever. Like I didn't watch this game too much, if I'm gonna be honest. But I will say that game day was very entertaining. Um, I Cal's a they they got out of the Pac-12 and were like, hey, we're fun, we're fun.
Yeah. We're not Pac-12 weenies. We're a
Yeah,
cool football
they have a
team.
bunch of they are a bunch of smarties, but I think they're cooler than Stanford. I think they're cooler than Stanford.
I respect the way they leaned into all the stereotype assumptions, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah,
about how like why not? Like have fun with it.
right.
Uh so I woke up to pee at like 2:15 in the morning. At that point, anyone who is
Saturday
standing
morning or Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, technically. Yeah,
Mhm.
Sunday morning, technically. Anyone who stands up to pee after like 1:30 p.m., if you like wake up, like I don't care what anyone says, I'll sit. I don't give a shit. I'm
I
gonna
don't
pee.
even turn the light on. I just
No, no, yeah, no.
walk
All I
in
did
and
was
sit.
I brought my phone in because I was checking the scores to see how my bets were at the night games. The Miami Cal game was still a live bet. It was the second to last play before they scored. And Miami was plus 220. And I was like sitting there taking a piss at like 2 in the morning, like, do I just put all my profit on Miami to score this drive? And the second I go to click on it, I didn't even have time to like put in a dollar amount. Like it was as soon as I
Yeah, yeah.
clicked,
It's
it
locked.
closed, and then they won, and I was just like, oh shit. But I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I can't believe, like, I love that though. Like 2:30, dude. Like if I had planned better, I would have been up watching that. But
I,
I yeah, I get zonked in those early games. But yeah, I mean, dude, Miami. So Miami has a hint of 2012 Notre Dame, but with a way better offense. Because 2012 Notre Dame had some bullshit happen. Like they had two goal line stands on fourth and goal to win games in 2012. I think it was against USC and
20,
Stanford.
2011-12 season or 2012-13 season?
I think 11. The one they lost to Bama in the national championship. I think it was
Where they went undefeated and then lost.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or-
like yeah, so 11, 12. But yeah, like Notre Dame would like barely get away with some of these wins. And you're like, yeah,
Mhm.
Miami still, yeah, they could win the ACC, but like they're they're playing Cal close. They're playing Virginia Tech one play away. It's blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit, dude. They find a way to win. And they shouldn't win. They're down 35-10 to Cal in like the third quarter. Like, come on. And like
yeah,
Tech's up, like I don't know what to tell you, man. Like that shit sucked, and I feel bad for all the Hokies fans because of that one play. But come on, you guys are up. You should have had that game in the bag. So Miami
yeah.
finds a way to win again, and Miami continues to roll. Cam Ward, maybe his Heisman stuff slips a little bit, but overall Miami gets a solid ass win. And Cal is no sleeper of a team, so I think that's going to help them in a seeding position later. If they don't win the ACC, I think they could still get in. They might drop one. So let's say they lose one
So
game. I can still see them getting a good enough position because of that win. So,
I got the remaining schedule.
yep.
Looks like they got a bye week this week,
Okay.
and they come back to Louisville at noon at Louisville. Florida State at home, Duke at home, at Georgia Tech, home against Wake, at Syracuse. And that's it.
Okay.
So Louisville could be trap game, especially at Louisville, and they win every other game. So
Yeah.
Duke could give them a hard time, but it's at home
What's that? Where's that Florida State game at?
in Miami. I
Mm.
know rivalry and shit, but Florida State's Florida State.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I was like. If that is like 21.5 points, I might hammer that though. Um,
Florida State's 1-5, dude.
I know, I know,
How
I
did
know.
they beat Cal? How is there one win against Cal?
That's pretty crazy thinking about it. That is pretty crazy.
They played really. They did play. They played well. It was 14-9 against Cal, but it's 29-13 against Clemson, which you would think would be a lot worse, even though Clemson's not that great. But SMU sucks, and SMU ran them over. Like they're just not it.
Ooh, I was gonna not so fast you there for a second, Max. I am not sold that SMU doesn't suck. I'm pissed at myself for that one. I was so all over SMU plus 7.5. And I just stayed away. I wanted to do a pod pick. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm mad at myself on SMU. But yeah, if we think Louisville is as stinky as they looked last week against SMU, I don't know. Miami shouldn't have an issue with losing, right? Or
Mhm.
winning.
Or yeah, yeah.
Might be, might be. Um, there's a couple upsets and stuff I want to get to. I do want to give myself my own flowers. Because I think is this I don't know if this is the first, but I've been on a roll on college football. 2-1 last week, I think 2-1 the weekend before. Your boy went 3-0.
Yes,
Marshall.
sir.
Marshall -3. That wasn't even a sweat, dude. That wasn't even a sweat. I was chilling. That I had a Louisville Pitt parlay, courtesy of a friend. That didn't look good, but there wasn't really that first quarter was a little slow for Marshall App State. After that, it was just there was no way App State was going to keep up. They won 52-37. Love me some Marshall as much as that hates me to say. From a JMU standpoint, I was told in a few things Ohio State I don't know. Iowa is They can maybe make it ugly. Ohio State's gonna snooze. They didn't fucking snooze. They covered 20. And then big boy over here. I should have just done money line, but I took it 2.5. Florida. What did I say? I went on a 20-minute fucking rant about how Florida wasn't going to get little brothered. They didn't get little brothered. Not only did they not get little brothered, they won like 77-0 in a FIFA game that when you play a kid who's 20 years younger than you and doesn't even know how to play a through ball, you should win. So Florida made that look like mincemeat. Your boys 3-0, 12-6 run right now on the pod.
Yeah, UCF's
Means
not
I'm due
that good
for
of
it.
a team. I don't know why that was.
Agreed. I'm also due for regression based on how math works. But yeah, gotta take my flowers while I can. But yeah, 3-0 overall. I mean, dude, we went as a squad, we went 9-3. So wait, 6-3. Sorry. 6-3. So as a squad, we are not doing bad on college football. Just to give the people, wait, okay. Oh wait, no, hold on, Max. Let me fix you up.
What?
Yeah, record wise, the math wasn't mapping. So, but all of college football, all of us are 50% or over. Sean's at 55, you're at 50 with a 9-9. Sean's at 10-8, I'm at 12-6. So college football, we are not to be fucked around with. And I might add that is 54 different picks already this year. We've given you 54 picks, and we've already hit 31 of those. So, I mean, I don't know. We're not doing bad. Like as a squad, we are not bad on college football. So might be our niche. I think it was last year. Just want to shout out everyone. We're doing well as a squad. NFL is also so much fucking harder to
It
handicap.
is, dude.
It's impossible. So we're not going to get into the nuts and bolts of that. But yeah, shout out the fellows on the college football. Solid weekend. There's a couple games we haven't talked about, Max, and I think they are worth talking about. Tennessee going down to Arkansas.
Yeah.
I don't know where we talked about it a little bit. We liked the under. Good hit. Did not expect Tennessee to look like that. We expected it to be ugly, but goddamn, did you get a chance to watch that game and thoughts on that game?
Little bit glimpses. Wasn't fully locked into it. Just, yeah. I mean, this is what college football is about. I mean, like, we watched 2 top 5 teams go down. It's crazy. I love
Yeah.
it. I mean, no one's going to be perfect. Actually, Penn State's the only one right now. Well, Penn State, Miami. Yeah, Penn State, Iowa State's another one. But yeah, I don't think we will have an undefeated guy come playoffs.
Ooh, I like that take, and I don't think that's a bad take. Why? Because one game might take down a team this week, and if we know anything
Yeah.
about a letdown game, whoever wins said game will probably go on a letdown game the following week. Not that we're going to talk about that right now, but I
A
think
good foreshadow of Bruin. Yeah. There's at least one undefeated team going down this weekend.
absolutely, absolutely. Another, we just talked about Tennessee, Arkansas. Another team that was undefeated that went down this past weekend. We touched on real briefly on a close cover, but A&M absolutely manhandled Missouri. Manhandled.
That was very bad.
Let me ask you, Max. After that game ended right away versus now, when that game ended, I thought Missouri shouldn't play another football game all year. The more I'm thinking about it, is this just an A&M at home shit kicking and they let themselves down next week? I don't know. But did you get a chance to watch that game? Because that one was a tough.
Yes.
I mean, I watched it for
That
the
was
first.
noon. That was prime time. We had that one going with UVA Boston College because we bet Boston College because we were in North Carolina and we could say fuck UVA.
And as did we. Yep.
Yes. Just complete embarrassment. I think it does have a little bit with A&M having a chip on their shoulder ever since losing to Notre Dame. They've kind of been a different team since then.
Yep.
And I think Missouri maybe just got there and shit their pants. What is the it's the Oak State, I think it's Mason Rudolph shaking his hands playing. It's not. He's playing in the stadium. And like first snap of the game, and his hands are just like shaking, like because it's just so loud. I think Missouri just got scared in Kyle's field and just
Outfield is insane.
yeah. I mean, I'm surprised Notre Dame made it out, but yeah, I think Missouri still goes on, does good. But A&M, didn't see who they were playing next week.
Yeah.
I keep
They might
saying
be on a bye.
this week. Um, and maybe if they are on a bye, that's good for them, and they need that. But I'm trying to
Yeah,
pull.
they are. Play Mississippi State in 2 weeks off a bye. That's a good time for a bye for A&M.
Yeah,
All right. Well, Max, as you know how the weekend went, we continue to just roll down and scroll down the screen for upsets because we have to mention all of them because of how many there were. Number 10, Michigan going down to the Washington Huskies at Washington 27-17. I had Michigan on a plus money line. Talked about it in the pot at +3. Didn't matter anyways, even though I took it then.
yeah,
Did you get I just game bored me and Michigan didn't impress me. So I might be staying away from Michigan now for the rest of the season.
yeah. I feel like we kind of knew that would happen. They wouldn't be a complete shit show like Florida State, but they definitely were going to be on a downhill slope coming into the season with just losing everyone that they did. Um, didn't watch too much of it. Washington seems like they're still keeping their heads above water, sitting at 4-2, losing almost, yeah, pretty much losing exactly who like Michigan lost. Same superstars, same head coach type thing. So
Yep.
both are doing their best and definitely don't want to really be betting them at all this season.
No, no, that was kind of like my it's interesting because I really didn't think much of Washington and whether we get into that in a little bit. We might.
Right.
Um, yeah, that was a good game. Southern Cal, we love this because when Notre Dame's on a bye and USC loses in an upset to Minnesota, we fucking love that. Only
Yep.
thing I'll say we don't love that for is if we do beat them later in the season, kind of hurts our case, and we might be in that teetering kind of range where we need the seating. But not to get into all that. We got plenty of time before that. Minnesota, row your boat. Beat the fuck out of SC. So we like Minnesota. Good little win there, 17-24. And then I'm looking, I'd say the only before I speak too soon, the other upset I had, which is not as big, but SMU beating Louisville. I think that's
Yeah.
all I have here.
Yep. That
Yep,
would
that
be
sweet. And I will just note real quick on that one. Good game. Louisville, sneaky over team. So maybe we'll look at those odds. SMU, not as bad as they stink or think. Um, but we love a letdown game based on trends and whatnot. So we'll see who SMU has this week. They might even have a bye. They are ranked freshly at 25. So it would be a real shame if Stanford had to take them down. And that would be in 2 weeks. So they're on a bye. So we'll see.
yeah.
All righty. Max, we talked
Wait a minute. I
oh,
do have one last
no, go.
um can't not and we have mentioned it before, but I think we do officially have a new Heisman front runner and one that's standing above almost everyone. That's gonna be Ashton Jonty, or how I don't know how to pronounce his last name, if I'll be honest. Jonty. Dude, it is just unreal. How do you have 13 carries for 186 yards and 3 tutties?
Yeah.
Only 13 carries? You'd be like, oh, 186, what do you get it? 30 times? And you're like, no, not even close, not even half. Like, insane watching this man, his highlights every week, just bouncing off people, running over people, getting through. Like, they can't touch him. And it's like he's got a force field around him, and he's amazing to watch. And I just had to mention that.
No, I think that's a good way to wrap up. With Gene T. If I'll be honest, I I it's got to be Gene T or Travis Hunter, and I'm still. I think I'm. I don't think I'm old school by any means now. Talking about Travis Hunter, but like Gene T is Gene T is almost like I need. It's so tough because that Oregon game was so early, and I feel like that actually might hurt him. Like I feel like if he had that game against Oregon and it was like 8 weeks later, like it was like week 9 or 10, I feel like we would be talk like, and I know obviously we're not there yet, but I'm saying like I feel like if he let's switch that. Who are they playing? Hawaii this weekend. So let's say he had that game against Hawaii and like he hadn't played Oregon yet. If he plays Oregon in like 2 to 3 weeks, he has the same exact stat line as he did against Oregon. We're talking about a whole different buzz. Because let's say Oregon beats Ohio State or makes it close. It's like, oh shit, Oregon's playoff team. He and I'm not saying that it's not good. It's still going to count. But
I'm
we
trying to see where you're getting. I'm trying to
we
see where you're
know,
getting.
but what we know how Heisman bias goes. If there is a performance from week, we'll call it 10 to 13, and we'll call 13 conference championship, might be extended now. We'll call it week 10 to 13 between Gene T,
I got you.
Travis Hunter, and Jalen Milrow. If one of them has a ridiculous game and an upset when they shouldn't win,
It's recency bias.
that's the easiest scientific statistical way of explaining it. But yeah, like that if that happens, Gene T is in a different stratosphere.
I get it. Okay. I was wondering where you're going because I'm looking at him. I'm like, if he 192, 3 tutties against Oregon, I was like, what
No,
do you
I
mean?
think it's going to
I get what
be
you're saying now. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
if
A
if
week.
it's later in the season, and especially if it's like Oregon's like undefeated or one loss to Ohio State and they're trying to make a playoff game and same exact score happens and everything's still the same, and we just switch it with the Hawaii game this weekend. Even if we switched it with the Hawaii game this weekend and Hawaii was that week and
Honestly.
Oregon was this week, I know Oregon's playing Ohio State, but you know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. Yeah.
Like week 7 is even more different than week 2. So it's
I agree.
annoying that it's that way. It's almost like, have you been watching football all year, or did you just tune in week 6? But I guess maybe we'll have to get a Heisman voter on here one day and ask them and be like, do you not fucking give a shit until week 6? Because half your old men do. But
Well,
besides the point, I agree with you, Max. I completely agree with you. I'm more worried that Gene T is going to be slowly like as the weeks go on, unless they go to the playoff, it's going to be like, oh, well, like, who's he playing? Like, at least Travis Hunter's in the Big 12. I love Travis Hunter. He's my number one right now, but I think it's almost like I'm waiting for Gene T to slow down. He might not. If he
there,
doesn't slow down, if he doesn't slow down by the end of the season, he's my winner. But Travis Hunter is doing some unreal shit.
yeah. No, I get it for sure.
Like this weekend
I
is
think they're
huge.
keeping
Travis Hunter.
his touches very, very reasonable and making sure he doesn't go. His highest touches is 26, followed by 25. and then it's
which is insane.
2013 and 11. So like they're keeping them.
Oh, he's gearing up for playoff football.
Yeah.
No, I
That
agree.
Joel Embiid shit going on. We ain't resting to
No,
resting to make playoffs.
and I agree. And maybe I'm almost like guarding my foreshadowing to a certain extent because of a potential game I like later. And if Travis Hunter has an absolute baller of a game and they beat K-State, I don't know. I'm not disagreeing with you on GT. I do think it right now it is a two-man race with GT and Hunter. And I think Cam Ward is half a step behind Hunter. I think like GT is like a quarter of a step ahead of Hunter, just because I think that there's still some of that Colorado stuff. I think Cam Ward's half a step behind Hunter, and then I think Milrow is a half a step behind Ward.
Yeah, Nico these past 2 weeks have.
I think he's done. I don't think he might get invited. I don't know if he's gonna get invited, to be honest with you.
No, I think it's going to be one of those. Well, you 4 or 5, whatever you said before Nico, the
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, Gene T, Milrow,
Or
and
not one of those 4. I think it's going to be those 4.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bama trips up at all the rest of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just Gene T, Hunter, and Cam Ward.
What about? I guess I know this was kind of the combo. Well, not Milrose better and more electric than Mac Jones, but like what if they invite Ryan Williams? He just absolutely balls. I'm saying this without officially knowing his stat lines and shit because I think he had a pretty shit game. Well, everyone did had a shit game last week. Um, but just like with what he's done, I could see it being more of like, let's bring this. Well, I bet he'll be 18 by the time, but just like, let's just get this true freshman. Let's just invite him to get the hype and like all that. Cause it's kind of gotten, all right, never mind. We'll just keep pushing. I was just gonna say it's got a little political, but we'll
I
move.
was just pulling up. I was trying to pull up the odds right now. No, I mean
I was just,
Williams being political.
I was just starting to ramble.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't know if Ryan Williams. So right now,
Yeah,
uh,
it's shit game. No, he's not. He's just. I'm just overhyping his Georgia game because looking at it now, it's not good.
he'll Max.
He will. He could. 2 year, even next year, maybe.
I was
Like
gonna say, you know who
years.
I'm pretty sure Milrose could be back next year. I'll let you confirm that because if he is, Ryan Williams might win it or Jalen Milrow might win it next year. I
Milrow right now is a junior, so yeah.
Yeah. So Bama's winning the whole thing next year. Because Ryan Williams he can't go to the draft. He's not allowed.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's gonna win
He was barely allowed to make it to fucking college.
The Blinkenoff wide receiver award for Williams next year, parlayed with Milrow Heisman and Bama national championship.
Plus
Probably
20,000.
I don't think so. It's probably something stupid like plus like 1,000. They're like,
No.
well, if you're gonna do all those.
That's
But
not all right,
quick,
yeah.
I was gonna say I'm gonna read the quick odds and then we'll just any quick comments you have and then we'll get to NFL. Because I finally got them up. Right now, Gene T leader 220 plus 220. Everyone's plus. So if I don't say plus, it's plus. Travis Hunter 320, Cam Ward 450, Milrow 1,000, Gabriel and Club Nick from Clemson 1,400, Beck and Dart 18, Ewers who hasn't even fucking played in a few weeks. He's plus 2,000. And low key, he might be good. And you know who's at the bottom, Max? Not Ryan Williams, but let me give you another freshman wide receiver at a top 5 school, Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State.
He's been fucking nasty.
And
Yeah.
Max, guess what? Max, guess what? In our fan tracks league, I have Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith. and I'm
Well
still
done.
fucking ass. And I have Jackson Dart. I have like 4 guys on this list right here, and my team stinks. Whatever. Beside the point, I'm gonna shit off my pot. Okay. All right. Anything else college football related?
No, I think we
Um,
absolutely covered possibly everything that's happened this
we
week.
realistically could end this. We could end this podcast, start a new one, and do a whole NFL recap, and then do our picks after that one.
Yeah.
Um, no, I think it's necessary though. It was a big college football weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, Max, we haven't even gotten into the weekend preview because this weekend is even better than the weekend we just fucking recapped. This might be a 6 hour fucking podcast. I don't give a
It
shit.
might be.
If you're still listening by the end of it, I will.
Say it.
Nope, nope, I won't because I'm the one person who somehow would get coerced into shoving a 5 layer beefy burrito up my ass or eating dog shit. And the problem is I would actually do it. And these fucking bitches won't. So, except beefy 5 layer burrito guy, I think did. Don't have video proof. I don't
Sure
want,
did.
huh?
Yeah, he did.
No, I don't want any video proof of that. So maybe I'll tweet something out for maybe this week. I don't know. If I go 0-3 on my picks, maybe I'll do something crazy. I'll probably just boof some salt water from the ocean. But that's beside the point. Max, we still have to recap the NFL. We already talked about the Bears and the Packers a brief bit, I think.
I'm
You
good on the recap. I kind of did a little more than you, so if you need to say more.
You want me to? Yeah, I'll do. I think I think we laugh at the Jordan Love interception return for a touchdown. We get through it. We all laugh as friends, and we're like, "Look how far you've come, buddy." There it is. Yeah. Look how far you've come, buddy. You look at you. You were throwing picks, doing somersaults in the end zone, and look at you now. And that was all in a matter of a half. Apparently, Max, Packers first half money line. Don't ever fucking play it. We love to start shitty in the first half. Second half, whole different story. I hammered the Packers at 130 plus 130 at halftime. Uh, Easy money. But overall, I think the team looked good. I have no real complaints. I think the Love interception was a little rusty. I think he's still taking a couple games. It's going to take him a little bit longer. We have to remember last year was his first starting season. So like we can't sit here and be like this guy's like a polished veteran. He can come off 3 games of injury and just start slinging the ball around. So I think overall he looked good. Josh Jacobs finally got his touchdown. One slight cause of concern, Dontavian Wicks dropped a couple balls. He needs to step up a little bit. He also acknowledged that in the press conference, so I'm not really worried about it. Not to precurse, but maybe that'll be a play. I don't know if anyone has, but the one bright spot, not bright, but the brightest spot. Max, Sean is not here. I know you fuckers heard me in the preview podcast. I know you fuckers heard me in anything preseason. I know you heard me when Xavier McKinney signed with the Packers in the offseason. I know for a fact that I was on this podcast talking about this man might be defensive player of the year. He might be most improved player of the year. He might be the most important player on a defense as we do this year. Any reason why he's not right now? Any reason why he's not? 5 picks, 5 games. He's on fire. He's had multiple picks in a game. He's all over the place. His shit is everywhere. He is all over the place. I love Xavier McKinney. I love what the Packers defense have been doing. No, the Rams defense or Rams offense banged up. Yeah, I get it. Defense doesn't look incredible. There are just so many small little things that I feel like if we tune those up with the new D coordinator over 6 more weeks, I don't know, man. I think this defense is humming and fucking rolling everywhere come middle back end of the season. I love what we're doing. Rush defense is a little slow to start. We'll get there. I think we got to figure that out with the D tackles and whatnot. But overall, great game. I think we're in good shape. Offensive line looks good, man. Love has a lot of time for the most part.
Yeah.
Oh, no Bakhtiari, no problem. Love the guy. One of my favorite, Packers ever. But we were able to get Josh Jacobs for it. We were able to keep everyone that we're able to keep. So yeah, I'm hyped about the Packers. I don't want to get too hyped into the picks here in a sec, but I'm feeling very good about the Packers going forward. I know you talked about the Bears a little bit earlier. Any last couple things you want to add, and then we'll get into our picks from last week, and then any other recap.
No, it was the Panthers, and just did what we should have done. Kind of crazy looking back, saying we were -3.5, but I'll take that win any day, and or the pick win any day, and in the normal win. So move forward, and we'll see what happens this week.
Yeah, I like that. Max, overall, the only one that had a winning record on the podcast for NFL picks. Would you like to take the floor and talk a little bit? I mean, not a pretty, but a couple points away from a 5-0 weekend. So
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'll start off with saying Jaden Daniels just barely got it. At 46.5. He had it right at 47. So I love to see that. He also, I'm sure we might get to it more, absolutely balled out. He is the man, and commies are a very fun team to watch. So good for them. Um, there's been a lot of talk that I might bring up as well, but we move forward to the Giants +6. Um, kind of just went with my gut after watching them play the Cowboys the week before. They should have won that game, and I knew they'd be a little pissed with a chip on their shoulder. Seahawks have looked a little worse throughout the weeks as well. So I think that was a great one. They ended up winning by 9 and easily covering +6. So, and then the Bears, I already talked about them. So,
go Bears.
great stuff there. Very happy.
What?
Yeah, Jets, Minnesota, ended in 41. I had 40.5. So that was very, very shitty. And then what was the Broncos decided to play football and put up 34 and almost self-cover. So
Yeah. Yeah, that one was tough. The Jets Minnesota one was, yeah. But Max, I'll give you props on the Giants. That was a good call. They look good. Yeah. I love it. I
I'm
love it.
happy with my decisions.
No, no, and we'll get one of these touchdown parlays. I feel like we almost need to just go real elementary next time that the three of us are together. Like, we're not doing juice line. Like,
James
fuck.
Conner, I don't know. Yeah.
Sean's the only one, but um, we need to get our shit together on that one. I like that. Let's see. I went 2-3. Buffalo. I don't know about Buffalo. I don't know, man. I don't know about
Such a
Buffalo.
weird fucking team.
So I don't know about Buffalo. I'm not sweating my Tampa Bay +1.5 Thursday night bet.
Agreed.
Could have easily won that game in regulation. Didn't. Once it gets to overtime, you unless you win, you're not covering 1.5. So I pretty much knew that there was any chance, and they looked kind of dead towards the end.
Fucking Kirko decided to do his thing.
And then Max, if you could have given me half a yard on or one single yard on Jaden Daniels and gave it to Lamar, you would have hit the under, or you would have missed your bet and I would have hit mine. So I had Lamar at over 55.5. He had 55. So that one was really tough, but the Buffalo one, I mean, yeah, they would have covered +3. Didn't really have a chance at winning that game at any point unless they decided to call it overtime, get the coin flip, and score on the first drive. That was the only chance I was winning that game. Is if they somehow, if Fairbairn missed that 59-yarder, Buffalo got the ball back and scored on the first drive. Only chance.
Yeah.
Because they looked terrible. They had no business even being in that game. Houston let them back in a little bit, but Buffalo had no business. Like I said, missed the Lamar one, missed Josh Allen because he played like shit. Did hit the Giants Seattle over and Miami New England under, which was, I think that was my 1-1. I think I was like one of the first picks. I think my Miami New England one was my first one, so I was like, yeah. So I had to hit that one. The dog favorites, I decided to play with Fire Max because usually I stay away from the -1s, the +1s. But I decided to play with Fire, and that bit me in the ass last week. So there's that. Sean had a tough 1-1-3 or 1-3-1, depending on how you talk to. If you're talking to a footy person, it's 1-3-1. If you did his margin of like covering, Denver covered by like 25 points over his 2.5 since he pushed. And then, I mean, you add those points just in the under Tampa Bay and New England game, and he probably goes 4-1 or 3-1. The only one that really stung, if I had to guess for him, was the JSN Jackson Smith and Jigba over receptions. He had 4. We did give him Sean, we love you. We did give you the juicy one though. We gave you the juicy prop. Still missed. So we'll get back to that. But yeah, overall, and one of the games we didn't get to talk about, so we'll bring it up because I also was heavily invested, not emotionally, but financially, was the Steelers Cowboys game. Didn't end up on the right track. 1.5 to 2 hour rain delay. You thought it would have been set up for a sloppy Steelers win. Cowboys decide to come back, make shit happen, win that game. But any other games that we did not cover, Max, that you want to cover on NFL? I'm trying to look. Oh, I mean, Cincy, Baltimore, right? None of us picked that game at all.
Sean did. +3.
Oh, he did play +3.
And
Yeah, that was tough, dude.
He was right. I just thought or Ravens would kind of beat him a little worse. So props to him.
Yeah, I mean, a push, but one of the tougher pushes we'll have. We gotta talk about the commies, man. I'm so fucking pissed at myself. Had the commies, wanted the commies, was gonna play the commies, looked at the public. The public loved the commies. I faded the commies, and I look like a stupid bitch.
Yeah. I think I did Bears, commies, and then Bengals like +6.5 for a nice little parlay. So that was good. But yeah, I mean, Browns suck fucking ass.
Dude, they're
And
terrible.
Stefanski came out and said they're not switching quarterbacks. Watson sucks. He's a piece of shit.
So the Browns are gonna have Shadur or Jalen Milroe or Carson Beck next year, is my understanding.
Yeah, just maybe.
I don't blame them, honestly. They should pack it in. They should basically like,
What do
yes,
they do? Don't they have him for another like 3 years, 2 years?
I know, but like at that point, you might as well get a rookie QB, and at least you're only paying one of them a lot. And then when Watson's done, there's no way the Browns are totally tanking the rest of the year.
Yeah.
They're totally tanking. There's no way they're not tanking. So that one's tough. Jaguars.
That was
Jaguars
good.
finally get a win. They finally get a fucking win.
Finally get a win, and we have
We didn't know his birthday.
no more defeated teams. Every team has officially gotten a win.
2 undefeateds left.
Huh?
Two undefeateds left.
I forgot about bye weeks. So there might have been a team I was missing as well, but I think
you're right.
everyone's got to win.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So Jaguars somehow got it done, and they play a pretty good team this week. So I don't think that high will ride over.
Huh, not so fast. Um, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't think I'll play that, but yeah, no. Overall, good win. Joe Flacco keeps them in the game. 34 points for Mr. Joey Flacco.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I do have one final comment before we finish up everything.
okay.
Oh, but if we're done, but
Oh, go ahead.
we already kind of talked about it real quick. But to those who listened to our preview on the NFC North, and if you remember correctly, the Minnesota Vikings were at 6.5 total wins. We are here sitting coming into week 6, and they already have 5. Uh, there's a good chance that they just absolutely steamroll. There's a slight chance they might not win more than one for the rest of the season, but looking at it and what they did, that defense is absolutely phenomenal. Um, Made Aaron Rodgers play the worst game he's ever played against the Vikings, and just I feel dumb because I'm pretty sure I said yeah under because I was expecting a little JJ McCarthy to come out, but they've
Oh,
got
we did.
they've got this man Sam Darnold that decided to resurrect from the dead like Jesus and just absolutely do his thing. So hand up on that. I'm already putting my hand up because there's no way that they don't get 2 more wins.
No way.
They might win the division at looking at,
Be a real shame if they never got another win.
yeah. They might just fuck around, win the division at what that was like plus 450, maybe even like 6.
Real shame. Yeah, no, they will. They will. And that's gonna suck. And I fucking hate the Vikings more than
Wait,
fuck. I fucking hate the Vikings more than any other team in the NFL.
yeah. No, yeah, Vikings are always gonna be that team.
Yep.
Because
So
we don't hate each other that much, even though we should and all that, but we're family and so we don't hate y'all outside of when we play each other. So yeah, Vikings are just that pussy fucking purple and yellow team. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, stupid assholes. All
well,
of America.
pause.
Fuck that.
Pause. JMU Dukes,
Yeah, you're purple and gold.
whatever.
It's
No one says yellow, dude. No one says yellow.
like
Everyone's
we're apparently West Virginia's apparently blue and gold, but this is fucking straight up yellow.
well, that's what I'm saying. No one says they're fucking yellow. Everyone says they're gold.
Yeah. You guys
No.
used to wear, well, you still do. You have gold helmets.
Yeah, no, green and gold.
We don't have gold. We have yellow.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't
All right,
want
whatever.
to.
Shut up.
Speaking
Fuck.
of
And
not
fuck JMU. What do you mean? I don't give a shit about JMU.
well, not talking about green or gold, we've got the Cardinals and the Niners. Last game, I think we did not mention. I think we talked about the Chiefs already.
Oh,
Chiefs
gold.
are whack. But Cardinals beat the Niners and the Giants beat the Seahawks. So 4 o'clock upsets.
Yeah. Um,
Yep.
I was driving home, so I didn't really watch much of the 4 o'clocks.
I was really watching the Packers, but yeah, I mean Cardinals came back. Couple like Mason had a fumble. That was pretty crucial. Giants had that punt return, the blocked kick, which was huge. Um and returned it for a touchdown. So I don't know. Giants are dude, don't fuck around with the Giants and don't I fuck around with the Cardinals. Packers play the Cardinals. We'll get into that. Giants. I don't know, man. They just love covering football games. And they
Yep.
suck, dude. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. They're so miserable to watch. They are a fucking dumpster fire. But I have to sit there and watch them beat the Seahawks, which Seahawks definitely came in way too hot that game. I didn't bet that. I bet the over, and that's all I bet. But on that game, but yeah, just not. I'm not fucking around with Brian Dable. Brian Dable might be the best coach in football right now with what he's doing with that Giants team. They have no business
Dude,
being 2
it's like the last quarter and a half. They're like, oh yeah, we have Malik Neighbors, Wandale Robinson. Like
and they
we
didn't even have neighbors. They didn't even have neighbors last week.
true. But against the Cowboys, they started feeding him, and that's why he got hurt. But yeah, just like they're like, oh yeah, let's actually like we have some pretty fast, quick, just like we got some good weapons, like decent. Let's just throw it to all, and it's not even just like let's focus on this one guy. It's let's throw to every single one, and let's just everyone let everyone run fucking wild. So it
Yeah.
is crazy. They're like, oh yeah, last quarter and a half, we should probably try to win this game. So you're absolutely right.
Dude, it really is crazy. And then yeah, I mean, a couple of those. So now we know maybe when we look at public favorites and dogs, maybe we think about that. Titans, Eagles,
That
Charge.
might be my second time betting them as dogs.
Yeah, yeah. One the Saints single. They, I mean, they beat the shit out of the Saints last night. I'm
No,
not gonna say tell you the Chiefs are the best
yeah.
team in football, but I don't know if anyone can beat them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it makes sense, but it makes sense. Like it's like they're definitely not the best team in football right now, but they are at the same time because they just win and they don't fucking care. And Kareem Hunt
I
goes for
think they all
27,
go.
102 in a TUD. Like, hey Max, I'm gonna start.
I
I
think
mean,
they run around up there.
the one position I might not be able to take away from Kansas City other than quarterback is probably kicker. Uh, But that might be the only thing. I mean, dude, I don't know who's to say that I can't train for a week and go catch 9 catches for 120 yards and a touchdown for the Chiefs because of how open they make these guys. Juju Smith Schuster, Max, hasn't even been a household name since he was on TikTok when he was a freshman at fucking Southern Cal. And this guy is going 7 yards for 100 or 7 catches for 130 yards. Like, what are we doing here? Like the Chiefs make
Hey, welcome back.
absolute masterpieces out of dog shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, hey, Juju, I bet a couple people forgot about you. Where have you been?
Hey, bud. Hey, bud.
Yeah,
He's like,
it
I went to
is
fucking
crazy when
England.
you look at it. His one, two, three, four, five lowest receiver still had well, like just like yards and stuff, like still had 3 catches, and that's Xavier Worthy. Like 7, 9, 4. Noah Gray had 2, but like you know what I'm saying. Like the guys,
Yeah.
like, they're feeding it to everyone,
Right.
is what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
getting. And to your point too, yeah, we could just run out there as tight ends, just quick fake block. Oh, pop, bam, thank you. We get hit and then we break our back and then we're done, but we still get a
Oh,
catch for 29 yards.
hey, that's 29 more yards than I would ever get in the NFL. So thank you, Chiefs. Um, all right. Well, Max, talked to you. I talked to this, or I talked to you about this earlier, and you know, NFL coaches, they like to bury the tape. We kind of disregard how we went last week. Overall, we're not going to talk about college football, but for the FL's sake, we're going to bury the tape, Max. We're not going to think about it. We're just going to be better this week. And for what I would call our burying the tape as a podcast, we're going to hide the sheet. We're going to hide the sheet. We're going to hide the tab in the Google Excel sheets. We're going to hide NFL weeks 5 and college football week 6. You know why, Max? Because we're going to move on to better things. And that's NFL week 6 and college football week 7. We're finally getting to the picks. If you're still fucking here at this point, thanks for listening. I like to think our recap is actually somewhat knowledgeable, maybe a little bit of hot takey, but good
Yeah.
clip, good clips and whatnot. But Max, just want to make sure we're good with college football picks. No more NFL talk because we're gonna get into that in just a little bit.
Yeah. No, we're good. Just
Boom.
ready to rock and roll to this week.
All right, so college football, it's just you and me. Just for everyone listening for the picks, Sean will be getting in his picks. He's going to be slightly handicapped, but he's not here for the podcast to make his picks. So, kind of, kind of what we got to do here. One of us misses one. That's how we got to work. But there is no doubt that Sean will be able to find some picks here in the college football landscape. Because why, Max? Because we have so many good college football games, and I'm not going to get into the picks. I just want to read out some of the games before we get into picks. We have at noon, South Carolina at Alabama, Washington at Iowa, Purdue at Illinois, Wisconsin, Rutgers, Georgia Tech at North Carolina. We get into the later slate. We have, and Max, that's not a bad noon slate. And I mean that like nicely to the noon slate. But this is really when we get into our fucking shit. We have Texas at Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout. We have Penn State at Southern Cal for a Big Ten matchup. We have Cal at Pitt, two of the hottest teams in college football right now. And this is all 3:30. We've got a hot Cincinnati team against UCF who needs a bounce back. We've got Arizona at BYU, the Mormon Cougars at 4. We've got Mississippi State, Georgia, going to be a snoozer. We've got Florida at Tennessee opening up the night slate with Washington, Fresno State, Ole Miss, LSU. Oh, yeah, Ohio State at Oregon. Iowa State at West Virginia at 8. And then we wrap up at night, 10:15, Kansas State at Colorado. And then, of course, Max, if we're going to mention Colorado and Travis Hunter, we have to mention your boy, Ashton Jeanty, at Hawaii, 11 o'clock. If you're still up on Saturday, props to you. There's a little inkling that I might be up at that point.
Same here.
Yes. And so with that, I will be texting you during that matchup. That being said, Max, I did go 3-0. I am 12-6. I am leading the pack on college football. So without further ado, I'm going to do the pick that, yeah, it could be a good letdown game. Could be a lot of points. There, I just don't really see myself. I don't know, man. I just keep coming back. Just keep looking at it. And that's Vanderbilt getting the points. 13.5 at Kentucky. I don't know, man. I know it's kind of like a letdowny game. Vandy, I mean, dude, Vandy 13.5 blows my fucking mind. I don't think Kentucky's that good as is. I don't give a shit what anyone says. They're like, that was the most obvious 13 fucking points in that game. Yeah. So give me Vandy. Might be a trap game, but at the same time, it's too many points. They're not favored, Max. They're favored to lose by a touchdown and 2 field goals. A touchdown, 2 touchdowns, and a missed extra point. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. The absolute disrespect to Vanderbilt right now. 13 and a
Yeah.
half
No, I that one.
LSU. 13 and a half to LSU. Totally understand that. Kentucky, sorry. So give me that. I'm not even gonna think about it.
No. No, I thought about that, and then I remembered what Sean told me last week about just not thinking about past games. If you remember correctly, when I did that, I bet Ole Miss to beat Kentucky by I think it was around 13 as well.
Yep.
And Kentucky ended up winning. So just pulling that back out. I do with all of that, I do absolutely love it. I don't think Vandy would be a team to just kind of pull what Alabama did last week. Not saying it's even close to like that, like you know what I'm saying, but yeah, I think Vandy can easily cover, and yeah, I mentioned it earlier. They are just a team that is here to fuck shit up and fuck everyone, and
Yep.
they're gonna ruin the SEC this year, and I really absolutely love it. They're just like, fuck you guys, you've hated us all, you've shed on us for the past 25 years, whatever. Like, I love it. So great pick, and I will probably be doing that as well. I guess that's me now. There's a lot to do, a lot to see.
I was
Lot.
gonna say it kind of hurts us because I feel like having the third person helps me like kind of decide some of these things.
Yeah. I'm going a little one of each this week. So I will start off with just since you got a dog, I got a dog, and it's gonna be California +3 against Pittsburgh. It's
Love
at
it.
Pittsburgh. It's a good travel ways away for Cal, all the way out in Berkeley. But they've played so good this year. I mean, this is Pitt struggled a little bit last week, pulled away. UNC kind of sucks ass anyway. But I think this is a game where fucking triple overtime and it's a 2 point conversion and Pitt could win or Cal could win. But I think this is going to be actually a very good fucking game and super fucking close. Might be 14-14 going into triple overtime. Like I don't see a lot of points being scored. We said that last week with Cal, and how their defense is so good. I think last week was a fluke, and I just love this +3 so fucking much.
Yep. I wrote it down. I'm also looking potentially at that over.
Really?
Yeah.
I just said 14-14.
Well, dude, I don't know, man. Like that Miami game fucks me up, and then the UNC game, they gave up like 24 to them. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
like,
but close games. The Pitt Dub V game really wasn't. I think that was 24-21 or some shit.
yeah, that's also fair. Yeah.
Granted, I don't know what the over under is for this Pitt stuff. But I think
I
it's
mean,
gonna be
I
close. I
still
think
like
it's gonna
Cal.
be really close. They're gonna be button heads all game.
Oh no, I don't disagree with the Cal 3. I'm just saying I like the over.
No, I know, but when it's usually like close, it's not gonna be that high. But I get it. I respect it. Do you just want to keep going and not do snake? Like you do you hit your 2-1 and I'll hit my 2-2. You hit 3-1, I hit the 3-2.
That's fine. I mean, unless you want Georgia Tech -6 really bad.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna love it. I'm going Georgia Tech's -6 at North Carolina. They lose to Pitt. Don't expect a bounce back game. I don't know, man. Georgia Tech looks good. Haynes King, squad's rolling. UNC has not covered a game yet. They're not particularly good at home, and yeah, I like my right now, Max. I'm on a gold and black trend right now with Georgia Tech and Vandy and nerd schools. So give me Georgia Tech at -6.
I love it. Don't hate that at all. I think it's a good one. I bought that a little bit as well. I'm gonna go a game maybe we wouldn't have mentioned just because it's so scary, but I think this is absolutely fantastic and kind of back to my point on just two teams just absolutely dogging it out. These teams are way better than Cal and Pitt, and that's Ohio State and Oregon. I think this game is just going to be so like you're gonna need a huge play to get some points. I don't. I just they're gonna be a stalemate. That's the word I'm looking for. Just a stalemate. Not too many points. Maybe second half they pick it up a little bit. But 24-21 is kind of the way I'm leaning. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't see them. I don't see this being a typical like high offense game, even though it absolutely should be. But I just don't see it happening.
I mean, dude, it's weird because Oregon and Ohio State have both been like favored or been expected to get up a lot of points, and they don't. I mean,
Right.
they won 5-7 against Ohio State, won 35-7 against Iowa, Oregon won 31-10 against Michigan State, and both teams, like, yeah, Iowa's got a quote decent defense, but like they neither of them have had that game. So yeah, I love that. I mean, even a 28-24 still clears it.
Yeah.
Um, I could, I mean, honestly, Ohio State 28, Oregon 24, I could see it. Um, Maybe I'll sprinkle a correct score, but I agree with you. I really like that under 53. I was really tempted to play that. I didn't know if you'd go that way, so I like that a lot. I'm not playing Oregon 3 or anything. I feel like I probably have the ugliest slate for someone who just went 3-0, but for some reason it feels good. Um, Going off a team that unfortunately beat your UNLV last week. I like Cuse, man. I like Cuse. NC State just lost Grayson McCall for the season. I'm fairly certain. For NC State, I think they're gonna roll over. NC State likes giving up points. They only score against bad teams, and I'm not certain that Cuse is a bad defensive team. They're gonna give up some points, but Cuse minus 4.5 over NC State, I think is a very good play. Wake Forest just beat him by 3. I think Syracuse is a touchdown better than Wake Forest. So, not trying to think it. It's a very ugly overall card for me. If you saw this card, you wouldn't be surprised if it was like a college basketball card in like November,
Yeah.
early conference basketball schedule with Georgia Tech, Syracuse, and Vandy. But yeah, give me the 4.5. I'm gonna try and stay away from the bigger games and maybe just have fun with those. I found some more value in the smaller games, so that's where I'm going with that.
I love it. They're nice. Um, all right. I mean, I wasn't gonna go completely biased.
I thought you might.
No, I do like it. I think they're 3.5. Um, Also, I do have 3.5 or 53.5 for Oregon State, Oregon. I think I did say 53 because this one I'm talking about right now is 53 and I just misread it. That's going to be these guys out in Morgantown, West Virginia versus the Iowa State Cyclones. I think this game is going to be just absolutely electric. It is 8 o'clock Saturday night. It's a gold rush. I think Iowa State can put up some damn points. We sure as shit can. We saw it last week. We've seen it the week before. Um, I have no reason not to bet this over 53.
Okay.
If you're gonna look at me and say, "Well, these guys are it's gonna be 24-24 game or whatever," I keep going to the 24, but it's easily gonna be 38-35. It's going to be such a fun fucking game. I am going to this game in Morgantown. First game back since Tech of 21.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's been a while and I am just so
Oh,
fucking
wow.
it's been a while.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
last time I was there, absolutely blew out Tech, shit on them left and right, drag them across the field. Not expecting it as much this game, but I am expecting just at just a fantastic atmosphere and game. Iowa State's no one to joke about. They slowly climbing. They are now 11th in the country. So definitely a huge game. Us getting plus 3.5 is pretty big. Shows that Vegas has some faith in us a little bit. And absolutely excited. And this is also, I went biased, but not so biased. I just want to see points. I just want to fucking lose my voice and just scream. And I hope it's not a boring game. And I truly, realistically don't think it's going to be even close to a boring game. So,
Oh no, fuck no, dude. That's not gonna be a boring game. I like it, dude. We got a good little slate here. This is I mean, Sean, I will say Sean has plenty of games to play with. I mean,
oh
and
yeah. I mean, there's games. Yeah.
pretty much all the big games. Um, so interested to see what he has there. Any other like close honorable mentions? I mean, Sean might pick them, but at this point we've already got our three. So anything else you're gonna be playing that didn't make the cut, essentially?
Um, I mean, dude, like Utah, Arizona State's not a bad one to kind of sneak in there. It's a -6.5. Like if you're looking parlays and shit. I think Utah's kind of been on a downslope. Arizona State's not so great. This is a game where they're like, "Hey, fuck you. We will beat you by 21." Um, Nothing too much else has stuck out to me. I mean, we talked about Oregon, Ohio State. You said Oregon would come out. Well, not like officially, but you were like, yeah, like I see 28, 24, Oregon. I could see that as well. So it being in Eugene as well too. No, I don't know. I think I will say it's our team. This is the family team. Notre Dame sitting at -23.5 against Stanford. I know Stanford's pretty booty butt cheek, but the last time we saw a line this big, didn't work out in our favor. So
Yep. Yeah, I'm not even touching anything close to that. I like Washington plus 2.5 at Iowa. That would have been my number four.
yeah, I do like that.
I like Rutgers 2.5 against Wisconsin at home. Good at home. Uh,
Yeah.
I find it very hard after. Yeah, Florida beat UCF pretty handily. Tennessee's playing pissed off. I don't know, dude. 15
I,
points in a Florida Tennessee rivalry game.
yeah.
That was my number five. Um,
And
and
in Florida favor, you kind of did.
yeah, Florida plus 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're on. I mean, dude, I'm pretty sure like on the podcast I said Billy Napier was gonna be the first coach to get fired. Um, he still might be, but they would really have to get the shit kicked out of them there. Um,
And then I guess game we didn't really touch on, Ole Miss LSU.
yep, over 63.5.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yep.
And if I had to say, I think LSU might cover +3.5. I don't hate Ole Miss to win it, but again, that 3.5 gets you that game-winning field goal. That gets you the the triple overtime, got to go for two or whatever, like the 2-point conversions only shit. That's also something we got to look at now. I mean, we had it last year too, but getting a year's worth of it, that's something you think about now. Even for Oregon State or Oregon, Ohio State, like you get into those high overtimes, it's 2-point
Yep.
conversions. You get those fucking, I don't know. You never know.
Um, Cincinnati plus 3.5 at UCF.
Cincy's a steady team, dude. Cincy's
Cincy steady.
OG.
Um, Beavers at Nevada -4. I mean,
Don't hate.
if that
Sucks.
game,
We lose that the Washington State and Beaver hype, but
well, that's what I was gonna say.
Cougar
So,
and Beaver hype. How can we forget about the Cougar and Beaver hype? That's
well, that's the thing, dude. Is like, so Oregon State, like, I feel like they wouldn't be -4 at Nevada last year. Like, they'd be
right.
like 12. So
Yeah.
I like that one. A sneaky one I like, and I don't like it too much. I know some people that do really, really, really like it. Southern Cal +5 at Penn State.
Okay.
I think Penn State's good. I don't know, dude. I think that game's ugly, dude. I think that game's under 50 points. I think it's like barely 50 points, if anything. I don't know.
I think we've maybe just me, but I feel like many people have. I think we've shat on Penn State too much. I know they haven't had the biggest challenges ahead of them. And then coming off a very steep declining USC team, this could be a trap game. But also, if they beat the shit out of them, it's maybe not as impressive as it would be. Um, but Penn State, they might just waltz on in. I know who they have to face in the future, but still, I don't, other than Ohio State, dude, I mean, Washington might give them a little run for their money, but they're looking very good on their path to playoffs and potential top four seed.
Okay. I don't hate that.
I
I don't hate
mean,
that.
manhandling Illinois after Illinois being very hot. And then, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. They have a pretty easy schedule, other than Ohio State, is all I'll say, and they can easily get there. Sucks.
Dude, I don't hate that. The other one, I feel like I'm like, I don't know if I'm crazy for doing this, but BYU, dude, I'm gonna BYU, I don't know if they're gonna cover. I've got dude, I like Arizona +5. I also kind of like Arizona outright. I don't know, dude.
Dude, Arizona is super sneaky.
They're sneaky, and I think BYU is down for a letdown.
Have to be, dude. There's no way that they're actually this good.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, no, dude, totally not. So that's where I'm like, all right, there's no way. So that was my only one more game, but just more wanted to talk about versus make a pick. Colorado State, or sorry, Colorado and Kansas State.
Yeah. Um,
Over
I don't
56.5.
Yeah, K-State -4 um in Colorado. I don't know. I think this is kind of I think K-State's lost to fucking God, who they get shit on by? It's absolutely mulled over. It's right here. I don't know why I just don't click on it.
K-State.
BYU. Yeah, they got mauled over by BYU. Beat the fuck dick out of Oklahoma State. I think that K-State is not going to lose another game. I'll tell you that. Colorado does make it close, um, and gets three of them four. I don't think K-State's going to lose another game, which is unfortunate because they have to play West Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Iowa State last game of the season. Iowa State last game of the season in fuck. Are they?
In
They're not.
at,
Huh?
in Kansas State.
No, I fucking completely forgot where Iowa State is. Damn
No.
it. That's
that not Iowa City or is that Grand Rapids? Cedar Rapids.
Neither. It's not Des Moines. Is it Des Moines?
Ames.
Ames, Iowa. Yeah, God, I've been
Sorry.
out.
That is bad, dude. It is almost 10 o'clock on Tuesday. We've been
I've had a
podcasting.
couple.
Yeah, we've been podcasting for an hour and a half after a 9-hour workday each. I think Ames will be able to forgive us. Because you know
Yeah,
what, next? I don't forget about Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa, come college basketball season. So you guys can all fuck off.
yeah,
Never
yeah,
forget about that. Iowa State is always a fun team to play, like betting wise.
yeah, for sure. Shout out Terry Salford.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. So, okay. All right. That's all I have for college. Anything else before we go to NFL picks? Because we're still here. And Taylor's like, what are
No.
you doing up there? Podcasting and making picks, picking winners,
Drinking beer.
drinking beers, picking winners. All right, Max. Let's get to the NFL. We already talked about it. You had the best week out of the group here, so you're going to lead us off with the NFL. Just you and me. So once again, Sean will fill it in. You know what, Max? He'll probably do better than all of us because he has an extra day. Odds will look, you know, we'll see. But try and get all the good picks before him. So, Max, start us off. Where are you going and why?
Shit. My one is gonna be this because I think y'all are gonna take it. If you don't take it and I don't take it, Sean's bound to take it. Give me the Commodores at +6.5 in Baltimore. Don't care that it's in Baltimore. It they're they have this magic. They've got that magic in them. It's like that. What is that? That's like a Mike Posner song or something.
Magic. I think it's
Yeah.
B.O.B.
Is it? No, it wouldn't.
I think it's B.O.B.
Oh, dude, it
with
might be. Yeah,
someone. I think
you're
it's
right.
both.
I think you're right.
I think it's both of them. I think it's Posner and B.O.B. I'll look it up. You keep going.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look that up because if we both just piece that together, we're the goats. Yeah, give me Tommy's +6.5. Jaden Daniels has looked like he's been in the league for 3 years. Knock on wood. Um, don't can't jinx him right now, right here, right now, because it'll ruin my bet. Sure, Ravens have looked great as well. I mean, there's nothing against the Ravens, but this is where it's like the little bro comes up and just beats the big bro, as some families have seen happen before. But yeah,
Hey,
I just love it. I'm not saying that commies are going to win whatsoever, but I think they're going to make it damn close. They are rolling and give me that +6.5 every day, all day, any day.
I like it. Max, for the record, I have one more win in NFL picks than you, and I'm up 3-2 in college football. So we'll see at the end of the year. Maybe you will. Yeah, you probably kicked my ass a little earlier than I would have liked to admit, but you weren't small. So anyone, you were a high school starting center as a sophomore in high school. So anyone can fuck off.
Junior. It's yeah.
You were on varsity as a sophomore though. So I don't know.
Fair.
You've been, yeah, playing with bigger dudes way bigger than I was, even when I was a sophomore in college. I was still 157 pounds. I like that pick a lot. I feel like that's going to be a huge theme. I'm interested to see how that goes. I'm super torn, man, because there's a couple games I really, 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 really like. But I'll be honest with you, Max, I'm just gonna get it out of the way because there's a lot of favorites. I low key, because of how many people like the Commanders at +6.5, I'm almost tempted to do that. But I gotta go with my heart, man. And I felt it with last week, and I didn't do it, and I lost when I went with Buffalo. Packers, Green Bay -5 against Arizona. Dude, I think Green Bay. I think this is the week where people are like really like, yeah, people were like, yeah, they're good, but like I don't know. People were like, yeah, like Arizona is, Arizona just beat San Fran. Everyone's gonna be on San Fran +5. Um, I think there's gonna be a lot of people with the momentum and everything. There's no way Green Bay doesn't cover 5. It's gonna get to 5.5. It might even get to 6 by the time you guys are listening. Might as well get to 6 by the time kickoff starts. I'm taking my 5.5. If I'll be or my 5, I'll be honest, Max, out of just like I'm gonna take 5. I have no problem with 5. I will hedge with like a 4.5. Potentially. I don't like even numbers. You know how I am. But
Oh yeah.
give me the Packers -5. I love a lot of favorites, and I'll wait until you pick your favorite before I go on to the favorites. Max, I couldn't shake it. I just couldn't shake it. There's a few favorites that I might just play money lines on. This one I feel very good about. So I don't know, man. I feel like this is where the Packers make a turn. So that's where I'm going with that. We've got my favorite, Max's dog. Max, where are you going with your next pick?
I Sorry, I don't know what just happened. I don't know if I fucked anything up, but like my Wi-Fi fucked up real quick and I got signed out real quick.
Yeah.
Um, but as I told you in the lobby earlier, um, I'm a big under fan this week. So I'm gonna go with one of the few overs that I truly, truly like. That's gonna be over 41 and a half Bucks Saints. I did just see that Carr has like an oblique injury. Definitely won't be playing this week and probably for a few weeks. They didn't really specify too much. Um, so I think either Baker and the Bucks just absolutely put up a 40 burger and Saints get 6, or somehow, some way that you get the backup. I don't even know who the fuck they threw in on Monday night. Like who that guy that they threw in at quarterback, I completely
Jake
forgot
Hayner.
who.
Jake Hayner from.
Jake Hayner from. He looked like he'd be some fucking Fresno State quarterback. Nevada.
No, you're right. Fresno State.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm pretty sure it was, wasn't it? I think that, and then yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the tie I was trying to make. Yeah, I was
That's
like, wait.
it. I wasn't listening. I was listening to music while watching the game. So if they mentioned that during the broadcast, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, dude, he went to Washington, then transferred to Fresno State.
Wow. That's actually that's an insane poll, dude. No, that just
Oh, I thought you knew.
that's
That's why I was like, that.
no, I'm not even kidding. I actually had no idea. He literally looked like a fucking kicker that they just threw out. Dude, he looked so small, so skinny. I was like,
Yep.
who is this kicker that they just threw in at quarterback?
Well, Max, he's 5 months older than you.
Well, I look more
Now
like
you're getting
that.
to the age. Now you're getting to the age where everyone's
I
younger
know.
than.
Every time I watch Ryan Williams,
Well,
I'm
actually, you're technically younger than Jake Hayner, so you're still good. But yeah, no, nice pull, nice pull. Yeah, Fresno. I was laughing because when you said that, I was like, no, he literally went to Fresno,
that's
and it's hilarious because he's just a Derek Carr replacement. So
yeah, that kind of is why I
he didn't
mentioned
look bad.
it. Like I had no idea. That's
No,
awesome.
he didn't look bad in the. I think he
No,
transferred.
it looked terrible.
Well, I think he transferred when the Penix stuff was going down. But yeah, overall, like, yeah, I think Penix beat him out and then he transferred. But overall, like, yeah, Hayner. Max, you know this field because it's not relative to anything football, but it's relative to concerts that we've listened to on Spotify. Folsom Field.
Yeah.
Yep. Jake Hayner went to Folsom High School.
Ooh, nice.
Yep. He was a top recruit. I remember he was looking there. Decided to go to Washington, and I was like, "That's sick." And then he didn't play, and then all that happened. But yep, Jake Hayner. Maybe we see an over with him and Baker. I like it, Max. I love a sloppy over.
Yeah.
That's a good sloppy over. That's a very good sloppy over. I was thinking about piggybacking on a sloppy over now that you've got your over. I'm trying to play like chess where I'm like, okay, he's already taken his dog in over. I can do that later. Um, so I can hit my under here. I'm so torn on the under, man, because I really don't see a reason why Pittsburgh and Vegas go over 36.5 points. But for some fucking reason, I feel like they do. The
Yeah.
only other one that I would play and I will play, I'm going Jets Buffalo under 41. I think that's still one.
That
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah, 41. Dude, Jets clearly can't score more than 17 points. I don't know that the Bills can score more than 20 max. So, um, yeah, that's it. It's just Jets and Bills under because they both stink right now.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Very good. One of many that I liked. Shoot. Okay.
I know. That's
It
why
doesn't really
I get
matter
the over
anymore.
you. When you said over you like, all right, well, I gotta take a fucking under now.
Yeah. Um, my under
You can
my
also,
under's gonna be, huh?
I said you can also wait. You don't gotta pick it right now if you don't want, but you can go.
Oh, I know. Well, it doesn't matter anymore because we're just
Yeah.
I don't think you got my prop. Let me double check my prop. Yeah, I don't think you got my prop. Give me under 47 and a half Niners
Love it.
Seahawks.
Love that.
Pretty ugly game. 47 seems a little too high. It might get a little sweaty,
It will.
but
Yeah.
I think we'll be okay.
23-20
Yeah.
San Fran.
Yep.
That's what I see. Yep. I like that a lot. Yeah, that was one where I literally circled and I was like, Thursday games, looked at my track record on Thursday games, other than CD Lamb's over prop 2 weekends ago or 2 Thursdays ago against the Giants. I haven't hit a single Thursday prop or play in general. So I respect it because I love that pick a lot. Um, I don't even know where to go with props, so I'm just gonna leave the prop for last. All right. Well, now I gotta fill in the blanks and where Max hasn't gone. I'm gonna go with when I'm looking at an over, I'm looking at teams that don't really play a whole lot of defense. And Max, I'd really just I don't. It's high. It's very high. But if I had to trust two offenses to score a combined 52.5 points, Washington and Baltimore are pretty much two, if not the top two. Top two, not two. However you want to say it. Give me commies in Baltimore over. I don't know. I don't really like love that, but I think
Yeah.
some something to be said about highest overs. I like Jaden Daniels and the way they've been looking. They've been looking good. Lamar's been looking good. Both defenses have not been looking good. So,
That's a, that's a 34-30 game if I've ever seen one.
oh yeah, I mean, dude, if I mean, Commanders put up 38 or whatever on the Bengals, same shit. Like it's just Yeah. So not gonna complain about that one.
Nope, no reason to. Yeah, and then I will jump right to my favorite. Uh, Coming off a bye week, coming off of just shit, people shitting on you and saying that you, yeah, I don't want whatever they're saying. This is a hey, win fucking now, because if you lose to this dog shit ass fucking team, you're fucked. Like your season's fucked if you lose this game. Spread's a little high, but I think they actually come out, beat the fuck out of them. Give me Eagles -8.5 over the Cleveland Browns. I
Yeah.
don't see how anyone could not do this. Just struggling through these first they struggled for the first 4 weeks and then had a bye week. Hopefully got their shit together, stopped fucking around doing all the corny ass shit that they do. Jalen Hurts, pretty corny. Hopefully he just fucking figures it out. They have Saquon. AJ Brown back? Don't know for sure. That was a question to you. Um, Still, either way, Devontae Smith just shit on the Browns. Defense is still somewhat there. Just fucking win. Just go out and just bulldoze the Browns. This is a game you can't slack on. Just run them over.
Eagles could get superstar back for Browns game. They also could have Devontae Smith and also Lane Johnson.
Perfect. Give me that
Yeah.
order.
And what I'll just say on top of that, Max, is more that that news is not finalized. There's no official ruling.
Okay.
Um, if you don't get the Eagles before that news comes out, we don't really fucking blame. Like, don't
13.
fucking
It goes up to 13.5.
don't come crying to us.
This is coming out on a Wednesday. They finalize it like Thursday or Wednesday night. So
And we'll talk later. I might be in petition to do this live on Tuesday night so that no one can say that we fucked around because we don't edit shit. We don't, you know, we might as well just do it live because at least then no one can say that we recorded shit later. I loved it, Max. I'm all over that. Just for the sake of looking it up while you were talking about it, -4.5 at half. Um,
yeah.
I mean, dude, I might do first. It indulge me, Max, real quick, in this, and we're gonna do first half money line, full game money line, first quarter money line. It's -165. That's not even good. That's not even good, Max. And if you wanted to add instead of the -425 and you did a full game spread, -8.5 +124. I mean, dude, I don't know, man. I might do first to score, first to 10 points, first to 20 points, first to 30 points, first to 40 points, and do Philly and just
Yeah.
fucking ladder their ass. I'm with you, Max. Yeah, everything, all about it, all about it.
I love it.
And they're about to unleash those guys. Max, I might give you the ugliest play of the entire fucking podcast. Uh, I don't want to do it, but I might, and I should, but I don't know what to do. And you know what? So do this, Max, because this team is not a good team against the spread. Okay?
Hmm.
This team is not good against the spread. They have one of the better young up and coming quarterbacks in the NFL. However, this team does not know how to cover football games. This team that they're playing has a QB who's making his first start as an NFL quarterback. This team perennially, or not perennially, just weekly in and out stinks. They lost by 5 to Miami last week. They have beaten Cincinnati. They have covered in games that they shouldn't. However, the difference here, Max, is that the difference between this pick and the other pick I was going with was I couldn't put my heart on my sleeve for this game as someone who would fade the biggest public favorite. Okay. I want to play New England +7. It's Houston. I want to play Drake May in a rookie debut against a very solid Houston Texans. How fucking ever, Max? I'm wearing a fucking Lambo Leap shirt. I ride with my guys. I love Aaron Rodgers, and I don't fucking care who knows it. There's no fucking chance in hell that the New York Jets lose their head coach and Aaron Rodgers doesn't ball the fuck out next game. I will never make that mistake. We know what Aaron Rodgers does when he is pissed off, Max, and I will keep pointing my fucking finger. I don't care how fucking incorrect it is. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fucking flying fuck. All right. I love Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a shit who knows it. I am playing him at +2, no brainer, money line. I'm going to do +2 for the dog. I'm playing money line. Aaron Rodgers +2, Buffalo. Fuck them. Josh Allen, dumpster fire. No wide receivers. Stephon Diggs. He's going to have 3 touchdowns against New England this weekend. And I don't care because it doesn't matter. The Jets getting it done. Lose the coach. Aaron Rodgers pissed off game. 2 points. Max, 2 points. Fucking points.
Yeah. But you're saying he's gonna ball out, but you still got the under?
Yeah. Yeah. Because Buffalo's not doing shit. Buffalo's not doing shit. And it doesn't matter. All I need is the Jets to win, and it needs to go under. Money, don't even think about it. I don't care. Math ain't math and Max. That's when we know shit is fucking hitting the fan. Give me Aaron Rodgers +2, dog mentality. I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be fucking done. So,
I don't think it.
all right, Max, feed me your prop, and then I will probably have to take a couple seconds to investigate my prop because I'm pretty torn.
Yeah, got all that fun stuff out of the way. It gets a little scary now. I think I've done relatively well with my prop bets. Probably 3 and maybe even 4-1. But we saw it last Thursday. It's a guy who's going against a team that is absolute poop. Just had a rookie quarterback poop over him. And that's going to be good old Kirko, little King Kirko, Mr. Thug Cousins. Give me him in his passing yards. I'm looking at Sportsline. Probably closer to 260, 265. Maybe that's just me thinking of what done last week. They had like 360 last week or whatever it was. Give me Kirko passing yards easily, no matter what it is. And they're gonna shred the Panthers.
I like that. Why not? Why not? All right, Max, this might take a second.
Take your time.
Yep. I'm trying to look through some odds. I mean, overall, I'm pretty torn here. One of those things where I've been looking at like some different props, player props. all that. I really don't want to go into like a bias perspective, but I just, based on where I like the overs, where I like certain games, I do still like I like a Jordan Love 2 touchdown prop. Um, so I'm gonna go with Jordan Love 2 touchdowns. If he does get more than um if he gets more than 2 touchdowns passing, and what I mean by that is if the odds are not necessarily in the favor that we need. Not necessarily going to go with another Jordan Love prop, but I will go with a different play here, and you know what? I can make it. I can make it like Green Bay related. I think overall, I think there's a couple of different things I like here. I think there's a couple of good guys. I mean, like Jordan Mason's due for a big game. CeeDee Lamb also due for a big game. Um, but at the same time, if I have Jordan Love 2 touchdowns as my player prop, and that's too juicy. You know what? I'm gonna keep the same game consistent, and I'm gonna go with Josh Jacobs over rushing yards. Um, you know what? His rushing and receiving yards over total because I'm a little hesitant, but I'm looking anywhere around 80 yards potentially. Rushing and receiving, I think that would make me feel comfortable there, like 80 and a half or so. So if Jordan Love 2 touchdowns passing doesn't hit, or I mean doesn't meet the juice requirements, I'll go with Josh Jacobs rushing and receiving over. Because I think he has a big game against Arizona.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like you'll be okay. There's no way it's below
It'll
one.
probably be like minus one.
Not like that's like a dig, but it's still even like, well, I guess CJ Stroud's that one time Sean did it was like 200 or something, but I don't know. I feel like you'll be okay.
Yeah, if not, Josh Jacobs over rushing and receiving combined, whatever that total is, I feel confident that should still hit, and it's still Packers, so keep that. I'm gonna try and keep my alternative like close to that game just in case, but
Yeah.
yep. So you are up on the TD parlay, which is fun because we won't have the full parlay till later.
Yeah. I'm I'm gonna assume it's probably minus 130, 40, maybe even 50. But just a little double dip. Give me Saquon.
Yep.
This is I think they're gonna utilize the fuck out of him. He's gonna run, he's gonna catch, he's gonna score.
Yep. I don't think that. I don't think that at all. And then you know what, Max? Sean might not like it. We're gonna just do it because we need to see one go through the uprights. I'm going Derrick Henry.
Yep.
If we're teams that we expect to cover or win, um, I think Derrick Henry. I think we just try and Saquon, Derrick Henry, and whoever Sean picks. I think we try and get a good win there, and then we can start talking shit and getting a little kooky with it, right? Like we go wait first.
Exactly.
Okay, sweet. All right. Well, I already mentioned New England +7 against Houston, which is like the biggest public play other than, I guess, yeah, yeah. So let me read out some public plays right now, some public percentages, and then get into any picks you might like. 70%, 76% are on Houston -7 right now. 91% are on the money line over New England. 79% are on Buffalo -2, 71% on the money line, 89% on Philly money line, which is okay for you, Max, because that's money line. 56% on the spread. So 56% is good. That's good. You either want to be you want to fade the public or you want to be with a slight public that you like there. I like that a lot. 84%, and I wish Sean was here, but 84% on the Steelers over Vegas.
Damn.
Not
Which
just
kind of
three, but -3 and money line. So that might be the game. And then the other one that's huge is 88% on Atlanta -6, 94% on the money line against Carolina +6.
Yeah.
Yep. And then both 77% on Detroit and Cincy -3s. They're pretty heavy on the money line, but overall it's that spread. So
Yeah. I like those. I think the only one I really, well, the two that I had down, um, I think under Jags Bears. I'm sure everyone has seen that stat by now. Bears have 10 or I think now 11 straight games of holding their opponents to under 20 or 21 or under. Um,
yeah.
Jags, a team that they easily could hold to fucking 6 points.
Yep.
And we still don't have our offense fully there. Granted, we did just put up a good number last week. But I think we kind of just do our thing, run the ball. I think under 44 and a half is gonna hit for Bears Jags.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that at all. I like that one a lot. I even like Chicago covering.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably play them in a money line just to not fuck around.
I think 6 to 28.
Yeah. Oh, I like Colts money line over Tennessee. Um
Colts are weird though.
I think Tennessee stinks.
Oh, they do. But coming off a bye, they might be maybe they cloned Will Levis into being the perfect specimen, and now he's just gonna come out and sling.
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, that's like, is Justin Herbert supposed to play for the Chargers?
I do not know. I had that jotted down as an over as well. And that was my other one of two picks that were honorable mentions.
Yep.
35 and a half.
Yep.
Broncos offense is kind of rolling. Chargers defense is kind of slacky. If anything, Broncos put up some points, but I want to say, Justin, I'll look it up real fast if you haven't. Um, I think Herbert's Broncos get update on Justin Herbert 2 hours ago. Okay. If you need any info, I'll kind of quickly read over this. They're just closely monitoring. Herbert was throwing in practice. Not nothing official, but he has been in there practicing. So we'll see. But I think Chargers defense kind of sucks, if I'm gonna be honest. Not really. I mean, they've done
Yeah.
pretty well, but like,
No, that's too low.
yeah, thank you. That's all. Yeah, okay, that's all I need to say.
Yeah. And then the other one I have is Cincy -3.5 against the Giants, but I hate it, and we'll just see how. If I've won enough money on Sunday night, I'll probably play Bengals money line and a tease down over. And probably realistically, I should just do a Burrow and Chase over and not touch anything else. But I don't have self control,
No,
so
no, no. Anyone that's listening has no self-control.
great point. Great point. Um, All right, sweet. Well, that's all I have for the weekend, man. Anything else you want to bring up for the weekend? Plays, anything we missed, covered? Been on the pod for 2 hours, so hopefully you've got everyone else listening has like 150 plays they're trying to decide between.
No, playoff baseball's kind of big my ass, and Blackhawks already let up a goal within the first 5 minutes of the game. So, looking forward to a rough season for the Blackhawks, and fuck me, I don't
Did you
know.
just have you had Bedard anytime goal though, right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'd parlayed it with Shohei Tatis, which I've already hit. And so I Bedard goal is all I need. And I also did a straight bet of Bedard in case Tatis and so Shohei didn't. So Bedard scores, we are living good. I'm fine with a 1 goal Bedard, lose by 5 at this point.
I was
I,
just
being
gonna
a,
say,
I'm being a pussy and just
yeah,
exaggerating.
but like I was gonna say you go down 1-0, there's a good chance he's got to score to come back. So
He's about to do some numbers. So about to watch that, and it's gonna be a late night, but I'm looking forward to it because I fucking love hockey.
let's go. Let's go. Let's go Blackhawks. Let's go Bedard. Max, love you, buddy. Sean, missing
Yeah.
you. You'll get your picks and we'll post them later in the week. But thanks everyone for listening. Let's have a good fucking weekend. Go Mountaineers, go Packers, go Bears, go Irish, and go Dukes. And fuck,
Go
eat shit.
Steelers, though. I'll say go Steelers.
Yeah, yeah. Go Steelers. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.